Welcome to the Mental Health Militia News, where I am your host, Chabol, here with his co-host, Mr. Munster. Thank you, Mr. Munster. Today in the news, we have a doozy, but before we get into that, I must mention a disclaimer. Yes, a news station that comes with a warning. Why? Because we care that the information we provide you might be fire. But because it is me and Mr. Munster gathering it, producing it, writing it, and delivering it, it could blow up in your face just like this gentleman. So please listen with discretion. Get some education in your life. Moving on from the fire to yes, as we're starting to understand who Chabot is, he lost a subscriber and it was butthurt about it. But then he got two new subscribers. So welcome to the club and happy birthday, GD Cracker. Two fingers. Moving on from who Chabot is to the opening quote, which he's going to keep on running this until he beats it into his skull. An old Cherokee told his grandson, "My son, there's a battle between two wolves inside us all. One is evil. It's anger, jealousy, greed, resentment, inferiority, lies, and ego. The other is good. It's joy, peace, love, hope, humanity, kindness, and truth." The boy thought about it and asked, "Grandfather, which wolf wins?" The old man quietly replied, "The one you feed." And Chabot totally understands that now because he needed to understand what a pessimistic person thought like and always needed to be reminded to be optimistic because you have to stay positive. Please, the negativity hurts me. Senator Grassley, what is the FBI hiding in Parkland settlement? Yes, after we see a $127 million settlement to Parkland families, Chuck Grassley is raising questions about a botched investigation by the FBI. So could we be seeing evidence come up in the future about the botched FBI? The evidence, I mean, we've already seen it about plants and actors and all that other good stuff. Moving on from the news to yes, the sick world news with your MHM news. It's all sick world news now, I guess, right? Yeah, pretty much. To yes, the Azov Battalion extremists defending Mariupol. Some of the fighters defending Mariupol belong to the Azov Battalion, an ultra-nationalist militia with ties to extremists across Europe. Yes, we see here that the battalion militia that are neo-Nazis but are actually Nazis are grabbing these people, fighting alongside of them, and using them as human shields. Yes, when the vehicles they have that aren't armored are now being armored with human bodies that chose to fight with alongside these people, and that even on the front lines, the people are being told to march first, taking the same playbook out of the Nazi playbook. Moving on, taking a page out of the Nazi playbook. Moving on from the news to yes, Hunter Biden met with father-in-law of the Juarez cartel boss. Secret Service emails confirm Hunter Biden's meeting with a wealthy Mexican businessman who happens to be building a bi-national community on his 47 acres along the New Mexico border. Yes, we see here that this man probably had an agreement to make his own state, but because that things aren't happening as planned, could we be seeing this man's whole plan also being erupted? This man has ties all over the world and with some of the most shadiest business people. Moving along from the news to yes, Zelensky outlines demands for Ukraine-Russian negotiations. Yes, we see here that the actor is acting pretty well because we see that he is noticing that his country is falling and all his biolabs are being uncovered and his country was the head of the snake. So we see here that the head of the snake is being chopped off, whoosh, and that this man is probably going to negotiate even his own execution. Moving on from the news to welcome to America, people, with your MHM news. To yes, beef from gene hacked super cows can now be sold in US. Yes, we see here that two gene hacked super cows can be now bred in the United States of America. So I guess that all the beef we've been eating in McDonald's, I guess that's normal beef. That's not gene manipulated beef. What about that chicken that we get at Walmart? Did you ever try that? Oh, that stuff is disgusting. How about but I guess that's not beef, so I guess you can gene manipulate that. Have you ever had plant-based beef? That tastes exactly like gene manipulated beef. If I'm guessing, you ever had gene manipulated? I've never had it, but I'm guessing that's what it would taste like. Have you ever seen a Texas Longhorn? That's definitely beef manipulated there. Them things are like, moving on from the news to yes, Hunter Biden tells friends he has taken out a loan of more than $1 million to pay off his tax liability. Experts say payment could help him escape from being indicted on federal tax crimes. I mean, what happened to all that Ukrainian money from that lithium ion a mine that you happen to steal from the Afghanistan, or those biolabs in Ukraine, or those other biolabs in China, or now your compound that you're building in New Mexico, or in the New Mexico border? Gosh, we see this man is smoking a lot of crack and having a lot of hookers come across him, and he's paying off all these people. He's taking a page out of Charlie Sheen's playbook. Yes, we see here that this man kind of obviously not keep enough money to pay off his taxes. Moving on from the news to yes, Hunter Biden's infamous laptop confirmed in New York Times report. Yes, we see here that the New York Times have had this report of this man's laptop for at least almost 2 years, and them finally confirming that they have information of this laptop. I mean, if they had information of my laptop, what would they have? I mean, this laptop, they wouldn't have much except information of the war. But if they had my phone, they'd find out I was a pervert and that I like women over the age of 30. Nothing under the age of 30. It's disgusting. I need something with some hang time to it, with some gravity taking over in between, I guess, ages 30 and 50. Oh, I'm such a pervert. Moving on from the news to yes, the funny money section of the MHM news. Mr. Muntz is saying it's not so funny no more when you take his Bitcoin. Moving on from the news to yes, Russia's top lender Cyberbank gets license to issue digital assets. Yes, we see here as the people want their banks, their trusted assets to be secure, that we see that these banks are saying, hey, we'll secure your digital assets so you can trust these digital assets more. So we see these banks now trusting these digital assets because we see these digital assets go exactly how I rise when I'm looking at my pornography. Moving on from the news, but I try not to play with myself much because I get more energy from storing up all them good, we're just going to call it, it's because I couldn't think of the name. I guess sperm? I don't know. Oh, gosh, we're trying to keep this PG. Moving on to Wall Street Silver. The United States Mint will now strike a 2022 Morgan Peace dollars. No, because there is a silver shortage. Yes, we see here that there is a cancelization of silver coin because there is a silver shortage. So could we also see the silver prices go? I think so. Moving on from the news to yes, how can I not help you in tech support with your MHM news? To yes, Hunter Biden and the shame of social media. Yes, we see here that the Hunter Biden stories are being buried all over the place by social media because they do not want these stories getting out, knowing that these people had this information for so long and that the conspiracies are finally now coming true. Moving on from the news to yes, you've reached the Rona Jabberwoony section of the MHM news. It's not Rona, it's just a common cold or allergies. I got to start getting local honey. Yes. Oh gosh, good article. U.S. diplomats involved in trafficking of human blood and pathogen for secret military program. An article from September 17, 2018, that they already had this planned, that people went over to 25 countries to look at their biolabs to see what they had, that these people who were supposed to be neutral, that they already knew what were in these labs. So could we already know that this thing was already going to be released, and how deadly it was going to be, to let the public already be woken up? Oh gosh, this article blew my mind. Moving on from the news, they had a plan the whole time. So yes, here we go. Fauci says it may be necessary to reinstitute Rona restrictions to stop an additional surge. Yes, we see here as the CCP are pushing out all these ambulances across their country, saying that these surges are coming across. We see Fauci following the same playbook, so we know who Fauci's playbook is linked with. Moving on from the news to, yes, the mass atrocity crimes preventing future outrages, here with your MHM news. We trying to stop it, Mr. Munson. We trying to stop it. Head it off. Moving on to, yes, mega omatic Tony Fauci fears GOP will target him if they take control of Congress next year. Yes, we see here that Dr. Fauci is already planning his outing, because he knows once these people get control that they're going to find out the truth like we don't already know. Good luck and get mowing at your guillotine, Mr. Fauci. Moving on from the news, because we know he can't be hung because they already put that law in front of Congress and they outlawed lynching. Moving on from the news to New Hampshire House approves over-the-counter ivermectin. Yes, we see here that these people are trying to prevent mass atrocity and crimes of future outrages by making ivermectin legal over the counter. Moving on from the news to, yes, fraud, scams, and lies could target you. So protect yourself, people. Protect yourself better than from the next people in our articles. To, yes, Ukraine officials say Russian forces have abducted another mayor. That's hysterical. Yes, northeastern Ukraine, the Russians were like, yes, we get him. We just go pluck. Yes, we see here that they just plucked another mayor and probably instituting their own new mayor. Or, I don't know, a polyurethane mask of the same guy they just abducted. I don't know. Moving on to Ukraine worked with Democrats against Trump in election in 2016 to stop Putin. That bet backfired badly. Yes, we see here that the left was pointing fingers that Russia was the ones that were trying to disrupt the election in 2016, but it turns out that it is Ukraine that was trying to disrupt the election in 2016 and helping the Democrats. So do we see here that what is left is right and was up is down, and that's what we've been instructed the whole time on how to point out this? I believe so. Moving on from the news to, yes, another staffer bails from Kamala Harris' office as VP continues losing personnel. Yes, we are seeing here that these people are like, yo, I think you're committing felonies here, lady. Federal crimes. I think you're doing crimes against humanity. I can't be caught up with this. Yes, we see here that personnel that are working alongside this lady do not want to go to jail and be beheaded or put in front of a firing squad or a federal penitentiary, or maybe even Gitmo. Moving on from the news to, yes, if you've made it this far, you've made it to the veteran section of the MHM News. Moving on from the news to, yes, in a drop put out by 17 on Truth Social that is linked to this article right here. If you have the ability, please help our great patriot, Mr. Mac Isaac. He is the owner of One Mac repair store that turned over the Hunter Biden laptop to the FBI, Congress, and others. He wouldn't have much evidence against the Biden crime family without Mr. Isaac. Show him some love and help him rebuild from the leftist destructive cancel culture. Yes, we see here that Q puts out that it has to do with that the investigation that it has put out, that the New York Times finally confirmed that these stories are real and that the payments to Hunter Biden are real and the hiding of the laptop from the FBI are real. So this man has been confirmed to be a patriot by the Q man himself, or peoples, persons, hims, hers, thems, those. I guess you could really actually, in a situation like that, because we really don't know who they are. I guess that's the leftists don't know who they are either. Moving on from the news to, yes, in post 3125, the attempted coup treason opens the public door to more serious crimes against humanity, hacking, mass atrocity, world-ending situation, face-melting stuff. The pill must be easy to swallow. The lead in, the public must be prepared for what is about to come. The Clinton Foundation plus. I guess we're going to be seeing the Clinton Foundation plus in the news. Moving on from the news to some, well, I guess just the end of the that is all for now from the Mental Health Militia News. Mr. Munster and Chabul, that's me. Have a good one. God bless you and yours. Holla, Chabul. Two fingers. Oh man, y'all gonna think I'm really a pervert. I'm not really a pervert. I mean, I don't get much love, so I have to put my thoughts somewhere else, because if I don't put my thoughts somewhere else, I'll just go out and I'll get dirty with the ladies. Ooh, I want to get dirty with the ladies. Ooh, but I can't get dirty with the ladies until I get a whole bunch of money and I can buy myself out of the situation I'm in. That's what I'm trying to do. I got so much money in crypto. I'm gonna buy myself out of this situation. I guarantee it.